Let me first of all say that the idea of bringing people from outside the country to destabilize wasn't, I mean, I didn't say they brought people to destabilize. What I said was that the idea, they actually brought people into the country with the intention that those people will come and vote for them. I think you understand? And they never realized, they never knew, they were never convinced that they were going to win that election because PDP was very, very strong on ground. So the fear was that they were going to lose the election. So the only thing they could do was to bring in people who could serve as mercenaries to come and win elections for them through the back door. But when the new PDP came on board and joined them and to form the APC and won the election, they didn't know what to do with those people. And in the process, those people became uncontrollable. I mean, many people have spoken about that. You've mentioned a name now, although I hate to mention names. You've mentioned a name now. You've mentioned the El-Rufai. I mean, he talked about them.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Still Wednesday, the 2nd day of July 2025. Nigerians are so vulnerable. Because of that, they are victims to false hopes. How would you forget so soon that in 2014, the last time Nigeria had a coalition in this country, and that coalition was led by people like Atiku Abubakar, Tinubu, Buhari, the same Bukola Sariki, Dino Mendaye, the same people you are seeing. That coalition imported 3 million Fulani terrorists into this country. Go and fact check me. If you discover that what I said is not true, stop following me. Because Nigerians have short memory. They don't think, they don't reason. The coalition imported about 3 million Fulani terrorists. I am not the one that said it too. They came to national television, they still confessed. Sometimes I will be thinking, is this country a normal place or what kind of place are we? These people imported 3 million Fulani terrorists. They armed them. They asked them to come and vote for them so that they will be able to defeat Jonathan. And after they came, Atiku was in PDP. He defected to APC. Dino Mendaye was in PDP. He defected to APC. Bukola Sariki, to mention but few. And they removed Jonathan. And that time, all these people you are still seeing vibrating today, they vibrated. I'm talking about your activists you are seeing today. They all vibrated that time. Jonathan must go. Ask them, what is now the result of that coalition? What is the result? Nigerians are easily to be deceived because of our vulnerability, because we don't have where to put our hope. It is difficult to comprehend that the only way to save this place called Nigeria is to make sure the least, I'm talking about the least thing you have to do, is to go back to 1960s and 70s and understand why Ojukwu and Gowon had a Aburi Accord. Go and read your history. Students of political science, students of history, and go and read and understand. Now, in this video, I'm going to leave you with so many, video clips that will make you to understand the result of coalition of 2014-2015, so that you will not, be deceived. Dancing, yes, there is a coalition. APC is now jittering. I am laughing at you people. You people don't even know anything. I am laughing at you people. See, the North, they are bent to removing Tinubu. Tinubu will not be easy to be removed. So they are going to go beyond measure like what they did in 2015. At the end, who is suffering it? Your mothers are no longer going to the farm. Your fathers are being killed. Your mothers are being raped anyhow. That is the result of the coalition of 2015. You are rejoicing for today's coalition, right? No problem. Listen to this video.
Member of the PDP, which is one of the strongest opposition party in the country. Anybody can say anything he likes or he wishes. Politics is about dreams. It's about aspirations. Politics is about wish. And so the wish of anybody is his own personal, consumption. And if the APC is saying what they are saying, according to what you said, I think that's their wish. Then the opposition, to remember, are there. They are not just sleeping. In spite of what you call the gale of defection, as far as I'm concerned, defection or no defection, the PDP is still a party that is very strong on ground as an opposition party. And as far as the defection of the Delta, state governor and the team and the concern, we have put that one behind us in PDP, and we are looking forward. So it depends on the wish and aspiration of everybody in whatever party. And the ruling party has a right to say whatever they want to say. But the oppositions are not sleeping. In 2014 and now, well, there are some comparisons you may draw, but they are totally different. The movement of the then new PDP was based on ideology, was based on principles, was based on the desire and aspirations of the people that moved. Remember, many of us that moved that time, there were governors, serving governors, there were former governors, there were serving senators, and there was somebody like me who was a former national secretary and a former national chairman. So, and politicians, we have aspirations. So what will we say we wanted that we have not had in PDP at that time? But because our members, because our people were not having the result of what we canvassed for vote for, then we decided to dialogue with the leadership of the party that time and the president of that time, and that was President Jonathan, that our people were not getting the dividends. Our manifestos canvassed for vote through, some promises to the people. But our people were not getting these promises. And like PDP, we are not just there for our own, on our own. We are not there to serve ourselves. We are there to serve our people. It's the People's Party. That was the principle. That was the main shoot of the disagreement. And we went ahead to discuss with the leadership of the party, and we brought in, a lot of discussions, here, back and forth with the president. I remember very well, Dr. Abati, although you are a passive observer from a distance, there were a lot of meetings here and there with Mr. President and the group, the new PDP. We came up with about 9, reasons or 9 items on the agenda that once our 9 points on the agenda were satisfied, which none of them has to do with anybody, except with the few 1 or 2 governors who have been unnecessarily and unreasonably suspended by the then national chairman. So all the reasons we gave were based on principles. All the reasons we gave were based on the wish and the welfare of our people. We started with those 9 reasons. We came down to 5 after dialoguing. And at the end of the day, we even came down to 1. That's compromise. That's sacrifice. This took about 4 months, if you recollect. And when we even came down to compromise 8 out of 9 reasons and said the president should just do 1 and we shall come back to the party, that one was not done. So we had reason to go. The present gale of defections have no reasons. They were unreasonable, but that's their own reason anyway. As far as the latest defection, the Delta State is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, I think the leaders of PDP have put that one behind us. And we are overflowing the matter. Well, what we are trying to do now is to look ahead and see what is possible. Then looking at the possibility of parties coming together to work. Yeah, it is possible. Very, very possible. We had it that time. And I want to build my chest at this moment that it was the possible merger of other political parties that brought in APC. And as a matter of fact, it was the merger of the new PDP then that came in with 5 governors, larger than any other group, that gave the ticket to APC, even if it was not recognized by the then president, Buhari. That kind of. And instead of having a pat on our back for it, all our discussions, all our agreement were violated, were not followed. And that was the reason why we came back. We quickly retraced our step. We realized that they were not the kind of people that we can work with. Okay, there are other ways of defeating APC or any party in power. It's not necessarily by actually coming together with many parties. All right? The comparison that I'm drawing is to let you see why some of us left in 2014 and why we came back. And we had grievances. The party called us for discussions. People that are defecting now have no grief. They didn't tell the party they were defecting. They didn't tell the party was doing anything wrong with them. They didn't tell the party that they have grievances.
Okay.
So that's why the party was shocked. But as of now, the party has gotten over the shock and we are moving forward. Let me first of all say that the idea of bringing people from outside the country to destabilize wasn't, I didn't say they brought people to destabilize. What I said was that the idea, they actually brought people into the country with the intention that those people will come and vote for them. I think you understand? And they never realized, they never knew, they were never convinced that they were going to win that election because PDP was very, very strong on ground. So the fear was that they were going to lose the election. So the only thing they could do was to bring in people who could serve as mercenaries to come and win elections for them through the back door. But when the new PDP came on board and joined them and form the APC and won the election, they didn't know what to do with those people. And in the process, those people became uncontrollable. Many people have spoken about that. You've mentioned a name now, although I hate to mention names. You've mentioned a name now. You've mentioned the El-Rufai. He talked about them. There were other people who are in APC now, who are strong members of APC now, serving at top positions, who also spoke about that. It was not only me. So that was exactly what. But to me, the scenario or the dynamics have changed. And what has changed the dynamics? What were the problems on ground that time? Are they still there or they are not there? What was the economy of the country by 2014-15, by the time APC was coming on board? What is it now? What was it when the idea of Emilio came on board? What is happening now? The strength of the economy of the country. What is it now? Are we any better? These are questions we should ask ourselves. And then as a party, these are questions we go to the boardroom to ask ourselves and to give answers to how to make it better. And definitely I know we have the answers. It was not like this in 2014-15. And you know it for sure that if we have gotten the opportunity to continue, things will not be like this. As bad as it is now, I'm sure if the PDP comes in, if we are given the opportunity to come in, it will not be as bad or from bad to worse as it is now. It's an issue. Insecurity is an issue all over the world nowadays. But it was not as escalated as it is today, right? Which means enough attention or enough solution has not been has not been given to the issue of security in Nigeria. One will have thought that one of the cardinal, answers to the problems Nigerians have is to solve the insecurity first. But it's going from bad to worse. So the insecurity is not isolated to Nigeria. It's a national thing, but I think if the PDP get there, PDP will do far, far better than what is happening now. There are many problems to be solved, and we have started solving the problem. It might not be open now, but by the time the results are coming out, I think members and the general public, the entire Nigerians will be happy to have a very strong opposition. First of all, Dr. Abati, it is not the practice, it's not the tradition, of people like us to come and, openly tell you the strategies that the PDP is going to use to solve the problem. But you know very well that where we have a lot of better heads, solutions is not very far from such area. First of all, we have removed panic because we have gotten over the shock of Delta. I must confess it was a shock because where you don't have any quarrel, you don't have any cause to say that any member or a group of people are complaining, suddenly they just wake up one day and say they are going. You get a shock, fine. But we've gotten over the shock. And what some of us are telling ourselves in the PDP is that enough is enough. Let's stop talking about the defection in Delta. Now we sit down in roundtable, and you can see what our governors have done within the last 3 days. And that's to tell you that we are moving forward. And one step after the other. We cannot say we cannot say we are changing the leadership of the party, we are resolving the problem in the leadership, particularly in the area of the secretaryship, and at the same time put up people to be suspended or put up people to be disciplined in one way or the other. We have to move one out. These problems do not come in one day.